Hey, sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to another edition of In the Film Room. I am pleased to welcome on the show Ronald Roberts Jr., a guy who's playing in the D League for now on the Raptors 905. And we're going to find out what's going to happen to him very soon, whether or not we're going to see him playing on an NBA court near you. So, Ronald, thanks for coming on the show and joining us.
Thanks a lot for having me. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Now, you play for a team in the D League called the Raptors 905, and I'm just kind of curious, how did that name come about?
905 is a very cool inside where we stay in Ontario. It's about 15 minutes away from Toronto, so they named it Raptors 905 because the area code.
Ah, okay. So you're young. Is that a cool hip thing with the whole area code?
Yeah, I actually have. I actually have my city, like my area code, tattooed on my chest. So yeah, it is a popular thing.
Okay, cool. Well, you represented really well the other night when you guys played the Delaware 87ers, which is kind of funny, a lot of numbers in these names in the D League, to the tune of 27 points, 21 rebounds, just a monster game. And I thought what we could do is go through some of the clips and see what happened here, and you can talk us through what was going on.
Okay.
Well, let's jump in here in the beginning here because to start the game in transition, we have an attack here where it looks a little bit like a pistol action where the big man is, and that's Slim Bular, right?
Yes, Mbular. He passed me the ball.
Okay, so we see him. He fakes the handoff, and now the defense is probably shifting that direction, right? And then walk us through what happens at that point.
Well, I just caught the ball at the top of the key, and I had a lot of room. They were trying to bait me into taking the jumper, but my coach has been on me about even if they give me a lot of room, just to still attack and then just put my head down and just try to get to the basket until they stop me. So they say if they stop me, kick it out, but if not, just try to go finish. So they were just letting me know, like, no matter if I'm open, sometimes take the jumper, but still play to my strengths and attack the basket.
Absolutely. So you feel comfortable putting the ball on the deck a couple times and getting to the rim?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's one of the strengths of my game. Get to the rim and straight line drive. So yeah, just attacking. That's like my main go-to move. So.
Nice. Now, is it a difficult thing? Like when you caught that ball at the top of the key and you had, 10 feet, have you developed a sense of how to make that decision of whether you should shoot it or go?
Well, I think the biggest thing about that is just playing on the catch, kind of start taking off as soon as you get the ball because your momentum is going so fast and it might throw the defender off guard. But if you catch it and you pause for a second, then you try to go, it gives them time to load up on you. So I think the biggest thing is just going on the catch really fast before they get to set up.
Love it. We talk all about attack on the catch all the time, and that's a terrific example there of what we're talking about. I love it because it just kind of gets the momentum and the flow going, and the instincts and all the good athletic ability that you got. You go off both feet and you get the and one. Have you noticed any kind of connection between and ones and finishing better when you're jumping off both as opposed to 1 foot?
Oh yeah, for sure. You just have more balance. I feel like when I jump off two, people can't really knock me off balance or hit me in the air. A lot of the guys now are good at verticaling, so if you go off one, it's easy to just get thrown off or flail in the air. So you definitely have more power going off too, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Well, let's move on to our next clip because we got you out in transition. Because what I like about your game, and then we'll see it a little bit later, is you got to post up, you can spot up, and then in transition, you can get out on the break there. And at your size, it's going to be a tough cover for anybody. So let's get all the way from the beginning of this clip where the shot is missed. And so, what's your thought process every time the ball gets rebounded by your team?
When one of my teammates get the rebound, I just run as fast as I can and just put my hands out and then just try to go out and just finish the basketball. That's easy points. So whenever we can get an opportunity like that, it's always great. We need all those baskets.
Absolutely. And now, are you doing a straight rim run most of the time, or do you get to flare out to the three, or how does that work?
Most of the time I'm doing a straight rim run. Yeah.
Fun. So let's look at this move though, because I really like how you ended up finishing this. You got a guy who's a little bit in front of you, and that's always a little tricky because they're trying to strip you and all that kind of stuff. So talk about this move. Is this one of your go-to moves, and how did you end up finishing this off so strong?
Yeah, this is definitely one of my go-to moves. I don't know how I really just came up with it. I think it's just, I don't know, it's just an instinct play.
Hmm.
But I would just try to kind of lull them by like running kind of slow, like kind of like jogging a little bit. And then as soon as they bite for the ball, I would bring the ball over and hop step. And then when I did that, he was out of the play. And then after that, I was by myself. So really just trying to lower them, lower them. They think they can grab the ball, and then I'll hop step through them and then just finish. So
Right, and then the rip through there is high. You know, you're 6'8" already and strong, so you're bringing the ball up kind of in front of your face, right?
exactly, exactly. Just bring it up over my face so they can't really try to strip the ball. So,
Right. And in
yeah.
theory, if they did, they hit you in the face, it's a foul, and
Yeah, yeah, it would be a foul. So, yeah, either way, it's a good technique to try to get to the rim.
and then how important is it for you, I'd imagine, to finish with a dunk?
Oh, it's very important. Always got to finish with a dunk. I really don't try to lay the ball up. So yeah, I don't know. It's just an instinct to just try to dunk everything. To be honest.
Absolutely, and that's a good instinct to have. I have to imagine that even in college, they probably drill that into you, right? To finish it strong, finish with the dunk as
Oh
much as you
yeah,
can.
yeah. Coach Martelli was on me a lot about finishing strong, and he always said, if you go up strong, you have a better chance of finishing the play. If it's not a dunk, it'll be a strong layup. So.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk for a second about college because you're a 4-year player, got your degree from St. Joseph's, which is a great school for that kind of, I would imagine, for player development. So did you feel that, as you progressed through your college career, you kept getting better and because of what the system was they put you in?
Yeah, I definitely got a lot better in college. My freshman year, I didn't play too much. I was learning, and then my sophomore year, I played six man, and I got six man of the year, so I improved. My junior year, I did really well. I led the team in rebounding, and I was so much improved. And in my senior year, we wound up going to the tournament. So every year I progressed, and yeah, that's just from the coaches over at St. Joe's. They really worked with me a lot of overtime on the court and in the weight room. I got a lot stronger, so I definitely got a lot better at my time at St. Joe's.
Did you find like anything in particular that was like a great drill or a great, even like a piece of coaching advice that really kind of clicked for you?
The main thing was just to stay in the gym. The more you stay in the gym and the more you put up reps, the better you're gonna get. And I take pride in just like listening and learning. And I just did that throughout my 4 years. Just like whatever the coach said, I would just do it. And if you do that, I mean, as simple as that sounds, you'll be fine. So
Absolutely. I think what you're also saying, there's a bit of a trust there where you need to trust in the coach and they have to trust in you, and that's when it works out great.
exactly, Coach Martelli, he's a great coach, former coach of the year, and he had some great players come through St. Joe's. So that from the start already put a lot of trust in me for him. So yeah, I had a great time there as well as my other coaches. They helped me out tremendously.
Terrific. Well, let's break into our next clip because this is the one I think that NBA GMs would be really watching closely. And it's a pick and roll out on top or pick and pop. So walk us through what's going on here and what kind of read you ended up making to get the shot and get it open.
Yeah, well, Shannon Scott, he was coming off, and I was going to roll to the basket, but he wanted another screen, so I re-screened for him. And then I was wide open at the top by the college three. And then I just felt good. It felt like I was in rhythm, and then I just raised up and just knocked it down. It felt really good as soon as it left my hand.
I think we all know that feeling, and certainly, how did you know to re-screen? Is that him calling it out to you?
Yeah, he kind of called it out to me, but most of the time, you re-screen when the guard goes under.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he called it out. I'm not sure if the guard went under on this play, but he called it out for another screen. So that's why I went up there and did it.
Right. So both. He goes under and then he probably called, which is great. I love the automatics. Like when somebody does something a certain way, you guys snap right into a play. It makes the game easier, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And so, as far as your range goes, you're making this from the old college three, right on the new college three line, which is what, like 20 something feet. So, how far back can you go on that shot?
Well, I haven't shot any threes this year, but I've been practicing a lot of corner threes. I just never really got the opportunity to do so. But yeah, I mean, if I'm open, I'll shoot a three from the corner, but most of the time I'm like in the dunker, and I'd rather just like get an easy play and like play to my strengths as of now. But like coach has no problem with me shooting threes. Like they'll even like tell me to shoot corner threes and stuff. But I don't know, like I guess it's just more of a comfort thing right now, just like being around the basket.
I think a lot of people might not understand how the components of offense work at that level in a way that, they might tell you they want you to shoot threes, and maybe the casual fan will say, oh, well, the only way that's going to happen is if you call some sort of play to get you there. Yeah. But obviously in the flow, right, there are opportunities, but how would that exactly work for you to end up, consciously saying, I'm going to try and get a corner three?
Yeah, like you can't like beat yourself in the head like, oh, I'm going to shoot a three, I'm going to shoot a three. It just has to be like in the flow of the game, and if that opportunity presents itself, then you should let it fly. But I catch myself a lot around the rim, so I catch myself finishing it a lot more.
Sure. Like I have to imagine you might be like 10 feet from the rim on the baseline. The guy starts to drive, and like, okay, there's an opportunity. Instead of cutting the rim, maybe you flare back out to the corner, for instance, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, or pick and pop in that deep corner or whatever, and then do it there, right? So it's like it's out of actions, it's out of flow. But I think, a lot of times it's like when you say, if you decide I'm going to shoot a corner three in this possession, you're probably just going to end up standing in the corner all by yourself for 24 seconds.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's go on to our next clip because this is a post up. So you're post up most of the time on your possessions, and he's looking at the synergy. And here's a great play. I don't want to editorialize too much. I want you to break this down for us because we're in the middle of the third quarter. They push the ball. What's going on here?
Yeah, well, we kind of got out in transition, and I went straight to the block. I noticed I had a guard on me, so as soon as I see that, my eyes light up, and just try to hold a good post position. And then I just turned baseline, quick spin baseline, and then it was pretty much like a wide open dunk. It was kind of like sort of like a fast break. I think we had numbers, and there was nobody really loading up from their team. So I just took advantage with a quick spin and then just finished.
Absolutely. And again, finish with a dunk. I think sometimes we see guys miss those shots when they don't go up and try and dunk it. You hear Bill Walton saying, throw it down, big man. So, great to see. Here's the one thing I wanted to point out, and I think that it looks to me like you're working on this, is that, I would say 80% of the work done on the post-up is done before you catch the ball, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you have to get good position, get your body where you want it to so you could set your move up. So, the position is key. That's very important.
And then have you found that when you attack on the catch, because we talked about it a little bit on the top of the key when you attack to the basket, have you found that when you attack on the catch in the post, it ends up being a lot more successful than if you try and sit there and dribble and stand still and ISO?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the key is not to let them get ready and load up and expect what you're going to do. If you just start moving before they're ready, they're either going to foul or you're either going to score. So that's very important.
Absolutely. So I can't stress that enough to people who are watching and working on their post moves is you should really be, get that ball and go and feel where he is before you catch it so you can attack before the defense is ready. Let's move on to our next clip, which is, again, the ball gets pushed in transition, and then there you are again on the left block. And now it's a bit of a fair fight, right? You have a much bigger guy on you. And you're on the other block. Do you have a preference, by the way, for which block you like to post up on?
To be honest, No, not really. I mean, my moves will obviously change from each block, but I feel really comfortable this year more than ever on both blocks, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, terrific! Because right, because that's that, some games you might get all of them on the left block, and the other you might get balance. Right? It kind of, you never know.
Yeah, exactly. So wherever sometimes our plays are set up differently, and whatever block you're on, you just have to be ready to attack. So
So
it's
so walk us through here. So you get a nice little bounce pass, and what happens on this move?
oh well, I tried to rip really fast, but he kind of like cut it off, and then I tried to like use my strength against him, try to bang him a few times, see if he would budge, and then I kind of got good leverage on it, and then I felt like I was basically almost under the rim, so I just jumped up, and then I just dunked it again, finished. So it was one of those plays where I was just trying to use my leverage, and I felt like I was really close, and I just powered up.
My favorite part of that is the face up, and it looks like when you post up, you like to face the defender before you make your move.
Yeah.
Was that developed in college, or is that just a natural thing for you?
No, I actually in college I was like strictly just like back to the basket, like two dribble pound and stuff like that. But as my game developed more, uh, and especially like guys being bigger than me because I'm actually undersized, like I try to use my quickness
Mm-hmm.
against these guys, and yeah, so now every time I catch it, I face up. I feel comfortable putting the ball on the floor, facing up, whether it's going middle or going baseline. And if that gets cut off, I can try to go back to my old ways and try to back people down.
Nice. Well, I mean, with your athletic ability, I would, if I was guarding you, I would probably have to take a step back right away when you face up on me. So it's a great move, and I love to see skill and footwork and awareness. It's terrific stuff. What do you have next? What do you like? You just got another game coming up soon?
Yeah, we have another game on Friday and Saturday, and then then we have like the All-Star break after that. So yeah, right now we have off right today, but still gonna go to the gym just to shoot a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so we don't play again until next week, so we got some time to rest and sharpen up on our game. So.
Well, fantastic stuff. I can't thank you enough for joining us and giving us some insight where you can't get anywhere else from the players themselves on what's happening on the court. I know it's going to help some people who are watching this, so we expect big things from you, Ronald. I know you're doing great. Monster game here, and we hope to see you on an NBA court soon.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate you having me.
You got it. And don't forget, sports fans, at BBallBreakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in? Are you in, Ronald?
I'm in.